Hey guys, today I want to show you how to make a delicious, refreshing, and really healthy mineral tea. I'm going to make my own tea blend so that I can just take a half a cup every single night and stick it into here and then put the boiling water and honey and steep it. So I chose these herbs to make a mineral tea. And what I mean by mineral tea, you know, we all are familiar with putting a tea bag into a cup of water, letting it steep for a few minutes and sipping on it, and we all need those moments of sanctuary, like this moment to just snuggle in. And like, I know I enjoy peppermint tea at night. It's really good for digestion, but this mineral tea is a little different because it is an infusion that is steeped for up to 8 hours. So I'm making it at night, and then it steeps throughout the night, and then I can strain it in the morning, and then I have it that I can sip on throughout the day like an iced tea. It's an infusion of several different herbs. You know, I think everybody right now needs something that will help us bring down our stress levels and allow us to sleep. So sipping on this herbal mineral tea throughout the day really does help calm the body. And on top of it, it really infuses the body with lots and lots of different vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, liver supporting tonics, so many good things like magnesium, calcium, iron, vitamin K. It is very refreshing because anytime your body is getting, you know, tons of minerals, like it craves it. So what I've found since taking my mineral tea and really feeding my body lots of vitamins and minerals is that my body hasn't been craving sugar. And it's weird because chocolate is my treat, and I find myself like in habit wanting to go have a piece of chocolate, and I really don't want it, which is weird. So I do attribute it to the fact that I'm drinking mineral tea and I'm sipping on it throughout the day. So my body's getting what it's needing and it's not craving things that it doesn't. I was measuring these out every single night, and I thought, you know what? I'm doing this every night, so I might as well make a big batch of this tea where I mix all, instead of getting out 7 or 8 bags. I know you only see 3 here, but these are my main 3. And as I've been learning about other herbs, I've been kind of incorporating other ones. And I'm gonna explain about the other ones, but I just wanted to focus on these 3 as being your main 3. And so I'm going to make the tea blend for you and with you and explain why I'm adding each herb. So I'm starting with the nettle, and nettle leaf is really good for allergies this time of year in the spring. I know that my daughter has hay fever really bad, but nettle leaf is really good for the natural antihistamine. It's great for liver support, detoxifying the body, and it's a good diuretic. And I mean by diuretic is that it makes you pee. So what that's doing is you want to keep drinking, and then it's helping flush the body out. It's got a lot of calcium, protein, so it's really good for your bone health, amino acids, iron, potassium, and zinc. This is really, nettle is like super food. So I'm going to start with 3 cups of the nettle. Red raspberry leaf is actually sweeter. It's a sweet flavor, which is why I like adding it to the nettle. Red raspberry leaf is really good for hormones. I know as I was pregnant, it was really good for toning the uterus. It was good for hormone balance. I'm gonna do 3 cups of the raspberry leaf. I miss having our raspberry bushes because I used to dry my own raspberry leaf. And oat straw is really good for stress and sleep. So it's really calming to the nerves. But I'm not going to use as much of that. I'm going to do 2 cups of that. It's funny. All this stuff reminds me of the barn, like feeding the horses. Okay, so what I add to this, and really this is all you need if you're just gonna start, if you're learning about herbs. 3 cups red raspberry, 3 cups nettle, and 2 cups of the oat straw. Rose hips are the little part of the rose. Once you take the petals off, you can use the petals on roses to make rose water or put them in your bath. They're really calming. You can make a tea out of those. They have a really good kind of a tart flavor. And I think it tastes really good and kind of masks some of that herby flavor that's in the greens. I use rose hips a lot, like when I do my elderberry syrup in the fall winter time for respiratory issues. I use this because it's loaded with vitamin C. So we're gonna do a cup of this. I'm not gonna be pouring water on this. I'm making a tea blend here. Lemon balm. I learned about lemon balm. It's also called Melissa, and it's wonderful to grow, very easy to grow. It's kind of like in the mint family, and it has a lemony flavor, but it's really good for nerves, stress relief. So I'm adding lemon balm because I do also like that little lemony flavor. And you can add, I'm gonna add a cup to this. And last but not least is a plant, which is funny because, you know, it's known as a weed that people try and kill, but dandelions are wonderful to use the greens for salads. They're a bitter herb, but bitterness is a great flavor that helps digestion. Anytime you can get a slow, sluggish digestion stimulated, you get things moving, and so it helps, you know, eliminating waste from your body. Bitter is a flavor that we have eliminated from our diet, and our digestive system has paid for it because it's really, really important for the body to be able to stimulate digestion. So here is my tea blend. You can see all the different layers, and I'm just gonna mix it, shake it. This is a lot to have to measure every single time when now I've got this really pretty, it's pretty too, mineral tea that I can have out. I'll probably put it on my tea station behind me. I'll just mix it right now. I'm gonna take a half a cup of tea, the bottom here, see that? And I'm gonna add eight cups of boiling water. So that I will leave to steep for 8 hours. And when, this is so pretty. I think I'm just gonna put it over here. Look at that. Really pretty mineral tea blend. I like it. Okay, so when the water is boiling, then I'll add that. So in the morning, I will strain off the tea and I will put the tea in here. This is my mineral tea. See how dark it gets? And that is just loaded with minerals. The more flavor, the more color, the more minerals that you have. You know you're getting some good stuff in your body. I just put some ice. And I sip on this throughout the day. 3 or 4 cups, like when I would normally just drink water. I'm gonna finish that out. It really tastes, it tastes nourishing. I don't even know if that's a flavor. I mean, I know it's not a flavor, but it feels like I'm drinking life, like really good. It tastes really stimulating, nourishing, earthy. The honey's really good too. Probably 2 tablespoons of honey that you would add to the jar while it's still warm so that it dissolves, it's incorporated. It sounds like the tea kettle is done. So let's pour in our water. So this is a half a cup of my herb mixture. All those herbs under the water without burning myself. And make sure that you're using a heat-resistant glass. This is a ball jar, and they hold up nicely to boiling water. Add some honey. I've got some honey that is crystallized. So this is a good use for it. So that's a good 2 tablespoons, I would say, of honey, raw honey. Okay, so right now it's too hot to touch. I'm just gonna let it sit here for a little bit until it cools to the touch and I can be able to move it. I'm gonna show you my apothecary here. I have some of my adaptogens in jars and they're labeled. Like here's astragalus, it's really good for cold and flu. I add that to my soup broth if I'm making a healing broth, but you know, different kinds of adaptogens. I've got my hibiscus and elderberries. Elderberries are my favorite. Lavender, all my herbal books. Here's my cabinet that I keep. It's crazy, right? Have them in jars and labeled in bags, but I keep everything in here so that I can play with it whenever I want to if I'm making a recipe. But I don't have to get that out every single time, so I really love the idea of mixing that tea all together. Making a mineral tea is so good for you. It's easy once you get your 8 cups and you sip on it throughout the day. You don't realize what you're giving your body, but you're just loading it with minerals, vitamins A, C, K, B vitamins, potassium. Like, it's really a superfood. You could take supplements, but there's just something, I don't know, to stop and pour yourself a cup of tea, whether it's hot or cold. And you know, it's warm out right now, so I'm not wanting to drink a hot cup of tea, but it's refreshing, and it's just a moment. It's just a moment to pause, which also helps calm down the body and de-stress. To just really focus on gratitude and thankfulness, and just thank God that He has given us, you know, everything that we need for life and godliness. So He's given us the herbs to be able to heal our bodies, to promote health in our bodies. So I'm super grateful for that, and that's what I'm doing as I sip my tea. I'm just thankful for the nourishment that He gives us every single day.